What's up, everybody? I'm Justin Maycat here with Sabrina, the Teenage Meeple.
Hello, hello.
And we are Room 51, where we talk all things board gaming. And today we're doing a speed up game of the month for the month of July. And it's just a segment where we talk about any one board game that each of us chooses. And it's one that we feel isn't being spoken about enough in the board gaming world. So it's not necessarily underhyped or underloved. It's just one that's not being spoken about enough, maybe not recommended enough, things like that. So, since this is the first ever time you're doing a speed up game of the month, why don't we start with your pick?
Yes, I'm slowly replacing Melissa.
Yeah.
So, for this month, I have chosen a game that we just played. That's why I chose it. And because it's not recommended, it's a family game, but it's never really put out there whenever I see people asking for recommendations for their families. And it's not very talked about in general in the community, and this is a game that I got because Z Garcia mentioned it so much and rated it so highly. And this game is Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, and I just love it so much. We just played with the Cellar expansion too, and it's so good. Even though it's just you roll and move, there's just other things happening too. And it's kind of like Pandemic, the co-op feeling of it, and it's just so good. And I never really see it recommended as much as My Little Side and other big family games that are also great.
Yeah, I definitely think that this game has some value and it should be recommended more, especially as a kids game. It shows pick up and delivery. It has the whole management that Pandemic has of, all right, these areas have a bunch of ghosts, we have to deal with that or it could cause us to lose the game. And as we saw, you lost because of that reason. And it's roll and move, but I think that it does a good job, honestly.
Yeah, and the production, it's all there. Everything is there for the ghosts
killer, yeah.
and the haunting tokens and everything. And the little people, the little kids that you move have little backpacks that you put the gems in.
I love that.
It's great, top-notch game that I just don't see recommended. It was popular because it did win an award, the Kinderspiel, but I don't really see it when people are asking for new recommendations, and I think that sometimes becomes fault of Cult of the New.
Yeah. I think this is one of those speed ups that fell off the map kind of thing, and that definitely is something that happens in board gaming. There can be games that win a Spiel des Jahres, they were all the hype, and then 2 years later, nobody mentions them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, now for my pick, mine is one where I think that's talking about, or spoken about a bit, but not as much as I think it deserves. It's Werewords. So the reason I think Werewords falters is because something that we were just discussing is there's a lot of word games that people can have fun with, and there's are other ones that get recommended a lot, like Dixit, Detective Club, others that I'm blanking on. But there are major ones that get recommended a lot, and I think this one a lot of times falls off the... Just One is a major one, yeah.
Yes.
And the other thing is about party games. So just for party games, there are just other party games that are getting recommended. The thing with Werewords is that it's a very light word game that I think it plays all the way up to 10 players. It's really good for parties, and it's really simple and easy to teach people, and it's also fun because there's still some depth to it. It's not just a pure yes and no 20 questions game. There's still roles involved, and those roles are really fun, actually. So yeah, I think that this game is one that falls under the radar because of its lightness compared to some other ones. No, it doesn't do what Deception, Murder, and Hong Kong does, but not everybody wants that level for their party games.
Yeah, this is one that I kind of wonder if it wasn't advertised as a werewolf game, if it would have done better, because it would have been advertised more of a 20 questions game, the way Codenames and all these other word games that are very seeping into the party game genre, like Decrypto and all these others that keep getting a lot of recognition, a lot of love in our community. And there's definitely a lot of different werewolf games out there as well.
Ultimates, yeah.
Right, so I feel I wonder if that's what also hurt it penetrate the market kind of thing.
That might be the case. I'm not positive because. So I would have guessed that since there are these One Night Ultimate fans, I would have guessed that they would have picked up this game, but they might not have. They might not have cared much about it.
Yeah,
when they saw it.
I feel like it's a very, very good game version of 20 questions. I don't think it's an amazing version of Werewolf.
No.
All right, I feel like if you want to play Werewolf, you're going to play Werewolf or
absolutely.
whatever other version you might have. But if it was advertised as a really good 20 questions games, I feel like it would have done much better because it's a good one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think it's my favorite one of that style. So, all right, yeah. So, this is probably going to be the last episode to air before Melissa's back.
I mean, we don't know if she's coming back.
Yeah. So, she should be back in the beginning of August, and I think this episode's going to go up right before, as the last episode before she's back. So that's really exciting. Be on the lookout for that. It should or at least second to last episode, so we'll see. If you'd like to join in on the discussion, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at This Is Room 51. Let us know any games that you think aren't spoken about enough in the comment section below. You can also find us on Twitch at Room 51 Live, where we play board games live. But until then, this has been... Oh, you have something?
Yes, also, we have a Redbubble shop. Room 51 merch.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to plug that. Yeah, so we are on Redbubble now. And so it's called Room 51 merch. We have like t-shirts, stickers, and mugs, I believe.
Yeah, and like some pins, and it's
Things
got
like
our
that.
logos, and like if you want to go buy stuff, definitely support us.
Check it out, for sure. But until next time, this has been Room 51.
Bye-bye.